Hello guys, today we'll be talking about the spiritual recession. So I also did one about past life too, about since my phone I don't know what it is, I'll have to record the day after this video, so which is in the morning. But I think there was an absolute there were people who have been telling me there's no afterlife. Okay. That's because they believe in the materialist view of society. The materialist view of society believes that your brain generates the consciousness. So, of course, over the past month, I have been actually researching, not the past month, the past week, actually. I have been researching the truth because, especially after, for example, I kind of want to know what happens when I die. I've been scared, like, oh, what if I go to hell, or what if I cease to exist? But I did this regression thing, and the first thing it said, this is by like Blue Sky, which I think it's Blue Sky, which hypnosis, or I think that's what the channel is called. Okay, this was a very, 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 very. It was a pretty powerful experience. Okay, first the video goes to, oh, you're in a, wants you to imagine into a beach, and then you transition, of course, into the light. Again, most NDEs describe a light, which is the spirit world, the world where all living organisms, when they die, go to, not just humans, okay, all organisms, from a bacteria to your dog to a human to a alien on another planet. All creatures come back to this area when they Die. They are usually visited by loved ones. Of course, the regrets did not mention that until later on, but you're usually greeted by a spirit guide or spirit teacher, and of course a council of elders, which are basically a group of advanced souls. You know, like I describe them basically like gods, essentially, but they're not evil. They're very, very kind and loving beings. Of course, very the love of these beings is very, 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 very good. Basically, the love of these beings are loving. Now in the spirit world, there's no such thing as hate and evil. There's only love, kindness, compassion, and of course, goodness. Okay, there's no all animal. It's basically peaceful world. Okay, a peaceful world after you die, of course. Okay, a peaceful world. So basically, later on, I discuss stuff and that stuff. Then they told me to open a present. And of course, I remember being some type of bracelet or something. Of course, no, not bracelet, necklace. It was It was like a silver necklace. I remember now. Okay, Dell. Okay, but the most powerful thing is when we discussed, like, when they discussed the best and worst moments. It was a bunch of, it was good moments, okay, and bad moments. It was in the recession. They sold me good and bad moments, essentially. Okay, good and or bad moments in my life. Okay, and the bad ones were something that I did in seventh grade and something I did a year ago. Okay, good moments. This one, the first one, it was an event that didn't even happen yet. It was an event that didn't even happen yet. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it but it was an event that didn't even happen yet. Okay, and the other one was, of course, with my grandma at her house. Obviously, probably one of the best places when I was younger because it was much. It was a very, very safe and calm place. There was nothing really bad about it. Okay, nothing. There was nothing bad about a house. It was a very, very safe, calm, peaceful place. Okay, there, there was really nothing really bad there. Okay, and of course, my grandma is still alive. You know, as of the making of this video, of course. But then I was described my purpose. Yep, my purpose. My purpose is to overcome my illness, that my soul chose, to overcome this experience that I have. I you know I always wondered why I wasn't normal, why I am not a normal person, why can't I be a normal person? Okay, people always tell me you need to be normal, you have to be normal. I always, especially at the hell, no, at school. Okay, the real hell is going to school. Okay, that's the real hell. No, nothing else about this planet is hell. Okay, besides politics. Okay, the real hell is going to, of course. I'm not talking about the spiritual school. I'm talking about the real life, real world, school. Okay, there was nothing good about those buildings. Just more anger, more disappointment. That school brings out far out the worst in me. I think that's probably another reason why I was not a good person, because people in school, as I said in the What's Wrong with Today's Society video, is that people in school don't care about you. Okay, if you don't know how to follow, if you don't conform to the rules, of course, they will basically mock you and make fun of you. But I'm not gonna ruin that by ranting about school for another 50 hours, because I could totally do that. I already did that for like 40 minutes, but I have like 20 minutes. Okay, so I'll describe it more. Okay, but I was also, one thing that I remember being mentioned was life extension. Again, I think I was aware during this time that life extension is a part of my contract. Okay, and it's probably a part of many, newer souls contracts, because life extension is a technology coming along. And of course, I think the spirit world has to adjust to do technologies that are, progressing. Okay, same thing with, of course, technologies that allow people to get older. I think that, that because they see the future, all souls incarnating into, I think, past 1990, life extension was like a serious option a soul can choose. Your higher self, your higher consciousness can choose for your incarnation. Okay, they can choose life extension as a thing, and basically, if you choose life extension, okay, essentially, as I heard of it, okay, again, if you look at Aubrey D. Gray's research and Ray Kurzweil, they're saying that life extensions will start happening around 2030, and I'll be 30 by the time life extension, unless my life ends early for some reason, which I don't think, unless something extremely tragic happens before life extension, I should live, according to this, I should live a very long life. Which again, that's what life extension is. Okay, according to Aubrey D. Gray and Ray Kurzweil. That was no coincidence that I stumbled upon it. That I stumbled upon looking at. Nothing in your life is a coincidence, is what I learned. Nothing in your life is a coincidence. That is the next thing, okay? Nothing in your life is a coincidence. Everything in your life happens for a reason, and a reason alone, okay? Now, there is no coincidences in your life. The next thing is that I saw I asked basically, can I see? It was any loved one you can think, and of course, there was only one person I could think of, which is my dead brother, who died by diabetes, which he was born with 4 years ago. And he looked exactly like how he died, because he was 20 when he died. He transitioned to the realm of the astral. Okay, I feel his presence all the time. Okay, and he essentially, in that regression, told me that he is always watching over our family until the day we die. And then, of course, because he was essentially just love. Okay, he was essentially a loving being. There was no hate in him at all. Okay, same thing with me. I forgave him, and he forgave me. It was very, very simple. It didn't take any 4 hour negotiations. It was just that simple. Okay, I'm kind of actually tearing up here. Okay, I saw him, and it was like he knew. I wouldn't be surprised if he knew I contacted him. I actually contacted him. I told him a lot of things and stuff, and he said, "Calm down. I forgive you. I'm always watching over here, and I will always be here for you, no matter what happens." Okay. I was also told that me and my family, our group, okay, what they call soul groups. Okay, me, my mother, my father, my brother, my grandma, very likely, my aunt, okay, my sister, even though I used to dread her earlier in life, my other brother, of course, I have. All of these people are part of the group. I'm seriously doubting my other grandma. Okay, I am seriously doubting her. See, you know, and I bet most of us won't choose to see her in the afterlife because see, it's such a negative influence on people. You know, now, you know, basically. But and of course, probably many relatives and ancestors we do not know, of course. But that. But and then of course, I was taken to a place to heal and get better, and I believe that's well, of course, I went over, of course, the basically it was like a very good thing. Okay, they were basically calming me. I let go of all negativity, all evil thought, all bad thoughts out of my mind. It was a very, very, very good experience. Okay, so that was the experience. There, I think that these two experiences is just it's utterly maybe confident that yep, there is a spirit world. And even when I was dreaming though, I felt like I've been there before. Kind of like when I went to my past life thing. I felt like I was there before. Same thing with my past life thing about Texas. I kept saying I lived in Texas before, and people called me insane. And what did my I'm gonna run the past life thing short. Guess what? Guess exactly what the past life spontaneously came up in. It was in Texas. I'm not gonna say where in Texas because that will be in a separate video, but I think my two experiences is absolute solid proof of an afterlife. It's complete solid proof. Okay, nobody ever dies. Okay, nobody ever dies. Death is essentially just a transition. That's all it really is. Okay, if you don't want to die, essentially, you don't want to be reborn. You don't want to go. There's a reason why everybody wants to go to heaven and nobody wants to go to hell or cease to exist. Because we all know that in our inner spirit, you know, we don't want to die. Okay? And of course, the materialist philosophy or to say, oh, it's just the dreams, it's just hallucinations. No, it felt pretty real to me. It felt pretty real. It felt, actual, like, I actually felt a lot of these emotions. I actually seen them and I recognized. I was like, I met these people before. I seen these guys before, okay? I believe these spirit guides are higher dimensional beings, okay? Higher dimensional beings, our elders, they're here to help us and guide us through our evolution, our million trillion year evolution throughout time, okay? And again, these are probably beings. No, these are obviously beings that have probably been here for trillions upon trillions of years, okay? Throughout the universe, okay? They were here before us, okay? they probably able to ascend into the physical realm, but I bet very, very, very easily, and other higher dimensions and other, you know, and of course the astral realm. But they probably can go wherever they want. Okay, if they like, for example, would want to help something or want to do something with that's threatening the universe, they're gonna like do something like that or something like that, or help somebody. But they usually, go and help, beings go through the mystery of life. And of course, there are new souls and new beings created all the time, going through the evolution of the universe. The universe is not going to end. The universe is evolving. That's what the universe is. The universe is evolving. It always has been evolving for trillions upon trillions and even for an eternity. Okay? The stuff like the Big Bang and stuff, our materialist view of society. Okay, that's all it is. It's a materialist view of society. Because you really think of what they think of the Big Bang. The Big Bang implies the universe has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Just like how people view life. Okay? Yeah. There. So yep, there we go. That I summed it up to and of course, at the end, I had to go back. I had to go back to this time, go back to this era, okay? And yeah, the Texas thing, it made me utterly convinced of an afterlife. Okay, I have been, when I go through when I discuss the past life thing on YouTube, the Texas thing, it's just, I never been to Texas, but I continuously acclaim with being there, despite never going there. Okay, despite never going to Texas throughout my whole life, not just when I was a kid, my whole life. Okay, my whole life. Okay, and I'll discuss that one in another video, obviously tomorrow when I find my phone. So that's basically about this video. Goodbye.